What is going on, everybody? Brent's Bricks here, and we have the set backwards. What's going on, guys? I'm really excited now, if you can't tell, that we are now to the Star Wars 2021 set. Oh, oh. I don't know how some people do it. Like, hello, Greedo, just too good. With the lights and everything, I don't know how some people just shoot their entire videos, every video ever, in a mask and or helmet. I just can't do it. I just get too hot. Anyhow, we are finally to a set that I'm super stoked to build here. The Trouble on Tatooine. It's the first Mandalorian set that we've had this year, you know, other than just the Razor Crest and that AT-ST. And other than Grogu, you know, the child, this is the only other thing we got. This is the only other way that you can get the Mandalorian and the child other than either buying the brick-built child, which I have sitting right over there, or buying the Razor Crest, both of which are pretty expensive sets. This Trouble on Tatooine right here retails for only $30. So it's a really good way to get the child, really good way to get the Mandalorian, especially the Beskar Armor Mandalorian. So let's go ahead and hit that time lapse and get right into it.
They're like animals. So I slaughtered them like animals. And not just the men, but the women and the children too. Oh man, when are the days gonna come where they give us the women and children too of the Tuscan Raiders? Oh, okay, that's probably never gonna happen. But nonetheless, for the Tuscan Raider in this set, it's going to be exactly the same to the Tuscan Raider we got in the Luke's Landspeeder. His weapon there is exactly the same, doesn't seem to be changed. It's pretty much been the same gaffy stick we've seen in a lot of the most recent years. And the nice kind of wrapping detail going all the way around the head mold there. And of course the eyes and kind of mouth having that nice bit of reflectiveness to it, looking really nice. Back printing's really good. Got your nice hip printing on there, and yeah, great Tuscan Raider. Like I said, the only thing I can see them improving on in the set is maybe adding 2 of these to make the Trouble on Tatooine a little more troublesome. Okay, and for definitely the biggest draw to people buying this set would be the Beskar Mandalorian. And I gotta say, to get an arm printed figure in a $30 set is definitely really awesome. But one quick thing I wanna look at, and I've already been able to tell because of a few other videos I've looked at here of other people reviewing the set. I'm gonna try to mess with my light just a little bit so you can really see the misprint on this. And now I don't necessarily want to say it's a misprint, right? Like the printing of the lines and everything is good, but it's just the way the mold is put together. You can just really see that line going down the middle. And if I bring up another Mandalorian here, you can tell that line is prominent, right? Like if you get the light on it just right, that line is prominent, but it's black. So when you turn it to a certain angle, you can't see that line. And even when, let's go ahead and turn the Mando, even when you turn him to a specific angle, you can still see that line. And I just think it has to do with just the way this specific Mando helmet was molded. I just think the actual texture of that line is just kind of bleeding through that black, and you can even see at the very, very bottom a little bit of fading, which is not present on other Mandalorian figures where that helmet seems to be perfect. But like I said, it's not a knock on the set. It's really not even a super huge deal as far as misprints go, but that was just one thing that stuck out to me as soon as I pulled that piece out of the bag. It was not even like I built the figure and I noticed it. But yeah, nonetheless, a small misprint, just me getting a little unlucky, but you know, still not the biggest deal in the world. But other than that, you have some really nice detailing on the arms. You got the insignia on his shoulder there, as well as his, I believe that would be the flamethrower on that wrist right there. Also on the back, there's some nice detailing here. Nice reflective Beskar going on. And right there is his little multi-missile wrist cannon right there. That's he's used a couple times in season 2. Really, really awesome. And obviously no jetpack, which could be another thing included in some future Mandalorian sets. But other than the small misprint or mismold, whatever you want to call that helmet mistake right there, other than that, an awesome Mandalorian figure and definitely a big reason why most people will be picking up this set. And one last thing to point out about the Mandalorian is the fact that, well, still got a black head under there. And we've seen him, like we've seen what Din Djarin looks like we saw him at the end of season 1, and in season 2, he shows his face twice. Maybe even 3 times. I think just twice. 3 times total in the whole series, but twice in the most recent season. So, just kind of makes you wonder why they haven't given this guy a face yet. All right, and for the second most desirable figure in this set would be the Child. Now, I say second most desirable just because he has been in other sets before. This set just happens to be the cheapest. Now, he was in the Child buildable figure set, which was an $80 set that's still available. And he was also in the Razor Crest, which was a $130 set that is still available. And I believe this is only the 3rd set that you can get him in. So, that being said, this is an awesome way to get this figure if you don't feel like buying those bigger sets. And yeah, but nothing has changed with the Child ever since we first saw him in the Razor Crest and then the Child buildable figure. And, you know, the head mold is great, but I definitely agree with M&R Productions when it comes down to maybe just having a slightly better mold for the body. I mean, this is the same exact mold for the kind of baby minifigures. So, you know, in terms of trying to make this a little bit more exclusive and a little bit more special, I think, you know, a special mold for the rest of the figure would be super beneficial. I mean, there was that sort of pilot or trailer for the Star Wars holiday special, the Lego Star Wars holiday special, and he had a special body mold and it looked incredible. Now, maybe that's something we'll see in the future, maybe it's not, but nonetheless, the Child in a $30 set, you can't really go wrong. All right, on to the builds. We will go ahead and just look at them in the specific order on how you build them when you open the set. And first, you build the speeder here. Pretty nice speeder overall. I think the scale is pretty good, right? Like, so I feel like sometimes the speeders like this in Lego seem so giant compared to minifigure scale. So I think to scale, it looks nice, right? And obviously on this side, you can slide in your, maybe, you can slide in your Baby Yoda there. Looking nice, looking real pristine. And if you take your weapons out here, and there you go. Can kind of wrinkles up your cape a little bit. Maybe we'll flip it up and make it look like the wind's blowing them. But yeah, so you know, it works, right? It does what it's supposed to. It holds a figure. technically it holds two because you also get the Baby Yoda right here. So yeah, that serves its purpose. Building techniques are pretty cool here, actually. The way that this connects with these kind of rod pieces and kind of turns this into all one thing. Very, very nice. One other thing I did want to point out when it comes to this speeder is the fact that there is 2 places to put both of Mando's weapons. And I suppose you could place the pistol, or you could place his rifle over here and then the pistol on the other side. So there is plenty of space on both sides to put both of his weapons. And yeah, just another thing I wanted to point out. I always love when speeders and vehicles of any kind that accompany somebody with weapons has a nice spot or two to keep their weapons. Onto the little Tuscan Raider hut. I'm actually a little bit more impressed with this than I thought. And now, I know the gaps are ridiculous, right? Like the gaps are huge in this, but this is a $30 set, and this is really kind of a, I don't want to call it a side build. I mean, there's more thought put into it rather than just like a rinky-dink little side build, but you're not buying like a $30 hut, right? Like you're buying this set for, the Mandalorian, the child, the speeder, and also you get some other stuff too. So for this just kind of being a, what I guess would amount to would be like 30% of the overall cost, it's pretty good, right? I mean, the way it opens up, I really thought that was really, really cool. Everything fits together super nice. If you want it to open up like that, you can. I just lost a dog bone or a bantha bone or whatever that may be. And so, yeah, the way it opens up, and you can put people around the fireplace and everything like that. And then, when it closes up, it all looks very nice. Also, the kind of the change in leveling there, how this is all on the same level, and then just the stacking of a couple extra plates there, making kind of doing that nice little level change right there, and then obviously your little post in the middle there. And yeah, all in all, the fireplace is really good. Everything looks pretty good right here. Other than, I mean, the only thing I could see anybody complaining about with this whole thing is the gaps. But like I said, when it's a smaller build, this is a $30 set, you really can't complain too much for what you're paying for. Not a bad little hut. I kind of enjoyed putting this thing together. All right, now here is kind of the thing I'm not the most excited about, when getting this set. But for what it is, some kind of ballista or whatever you want to call this thing. It's the set's called Trouble on Tatooine, so it doesn't necessarily give a name for this sort of thing. But it's just, if you were to complain about this at all, you would want to think that this could have been built with less pieces, right? Like this thing is, when I was talking about scale for the speeder, you put this minifigure next to this ballista here, and it's pretty giant, right? Like it is, compared to the minifigure, like it's pretty huge. But I mean, that's me really reaching and nitpicking. I think overall, this is a really cool little weapon, ballista, like a giant crossbow, basically. But it's really, really nice. These missile pieces, I don't think we've ever seen in this kind of metallic-y silver. So that's new. That's something cool about it. Flick fire missiles, everybody knows how those work. Works very, very nice. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say about this, other than I do like how this kind of spins up, because obviously these are not actual strings, right? Like these top ones move, but these bottom ones, that's not going anywhere. So, but to kind of create the illusion that you and whoever, a couple Tuscan Raiders would be rolling this back and kind of locking it into firing position, that is kind of nice. And you can adjust these, legs at the bottom however you may please. And yeah, overall, it's not the best thing in the set. I think a lot of people are going to be buying this set for Beskar Mando and the Baby Yoda at only a $30 set. So, all right, let's put it all together here and do the overall opinion. And if you cared, these are the extra pieces you get here. You do get a nice extra bone there, and obviously an extra one of these flick fire missiles, but nothing too special. I guess that extra flame piece is useful, and I guess a brown lightsaber hilt if you need that. Gray droid arm. Extra pieces, not too bad. Okay, and before we get into the final opinion on this set, just wanted to flick through the instruction booklet for you. Really nothing special going on in the front part of that, standard color on all the pages and everything. But in the back you will find some pictures of the rest of the sets coming out in early 2021. And on the back, you will see all the figures from all of those sets as well. So you can kind of pause that and get a good look at some of the figures that'll be coming out in those sets. Still find it really, really weird that Luke right there from the Imperial Shuttle has a blue lightsaber. So I guess when that set comes out in, I think, March, we will see if they give him the correct color lightsaber. And yeah, other than that, that's it for the instructions.
Okay, so final thoughts here. I honestly can't really complain about too much other than the fact that, yeah, okay, so there's some gaps in here with this, but me personally, I don't really care too much about that. Like, yeah, they could have maybe took some parts off of this and made this better, but to be honest, the only thing I can think of in my head that would make this a 10 out of 10 perfect set is one more of these. Or even two more. You can get maybe 3 of these and then Mando and the Child, but yeah, that might be pushing it. But just one more minifigure. I mean, how much would that really cost Lego to put one more Tuscan Raider in here? Just because I feel like if you split this whole set up, you know, you got a speeder right here that's going to fit Mando and Baby Yoda. And then you got one Tuscan Raider to kind of be running around the hut and then go over here and fire off the ballista. Like, I just feel like 2 Tuscan Raiders, like, you know, one to be, you know, on the hut or near the hut, and then another one to be using the ballista. And I just feel like it would complete that so much more. Like, for $30, like, for when you really consider the value of a $30 Lego set, like, think about the 501st Battle Pack right here. Okay, same box. And I know people like to talk about, like, piece count and things like that. So yes, the piece count is pretty dang close. What, 285 and 276? Like, yeah, sure, okay. Piece count is pretty close. But okay, so you take all the stuff you get from that $30 set, then you take the stuff you get from this $30 set. It seems pretty close. Like, obviously this speeder in the 501st Battle Pack is a lot bigger than this speeder, but then also, you know, so if you compare speeder to speeder and then your walker to this and then this, it's about the same amount of stuff. But if you go just straight compare figures to figures, you know, we're looking at now, I mean, yes, Baby Yoda is a great figure, and I'm not saying that he is a bad figure because he's small, or I'm not saying, oops, and oh my goodness, I just decapitated Baby Yoda. The whole internet will be furious with me now. But he's an awesome figure, but he's so tiny. And I just feel like, you know, yes, you're getting 3 figures with this set, but it kind of feels like you're getting 2 minifigures in a Baby Yoda. You know, versus you bring over all the figures you get from the 501st Battle Pack, and you're getting 4, you know, flat out clone troopers. And then so, you know, we don't even have to put the 2 droids, we can put in the same category as the Baby Yoda. Like, yes, these droids are technically minifigures, but I know a lot of people don't look at droids as minifigures. And I mean, the Baby Yoda, it's kind of the same thing. Like, yes, it's a minifigure, but it's a baby body with a Baby Yoda head. So I mean, really, I mean, 6 figures to 3, you know, I just, that's my only complaint. I mean, and that's me searching for something to complain about with the set. I think this set is great, but I just think since the 501st Battle Pack is literally same box, same price, I just feel like they could have stepped up their game just a little bit with Trouble on Tatooine. I mean, this set's called Trouble on Tatooine. You know, if Mando's cruising by, that don't look like too much trouble. One's Tuscan Raider, Mando take him out in 2 seconds. So I just feel like one more Tuscan Raider would have made the set a perfect 10 out of 10. And because of that, it's probably going to be about an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10 for me. I just think one more minifigure and it would be perfect. But other than that, that'll be it for this review. This set will be coming out on January 1st, 2020. So if you like it, it's a good way to get the Mandalorian, good way to get a Baby Yoda. Not a bad way to spend $30 if you're a Lego Star Wars fan. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and a Happy New Year. I'm going to stop talking. Do you like 501st Battle Packs? I like 501st Battle Packs. Since my channel right now probably has like 2 subscribers, I wanted to do a giveaway from the jump. Within my first 50 subscribers, if you are one of those, I will be picking one at random to give away a free 501st Battle Pack. Brand new, nice one to keep sealed on the shelf and maybe sell it for $1 bajillion in a couple years. Here you go. All you gotta do is subscribe. So thank you all so much for watching. You guys are the best. To be one of the first OG subscribers here from the beginning, I wanted to do something special for you. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't stop building.